Hey y'all, it's spooky season and I'm back with the book review of The Blonde Dies First by Joelle Wellington, and I'm going to go over my spooky season TBR, so stay tuned. Welcome back to Books with Kimberly. Don't forget to like, comment, share my channel, and subscribe. Y'all, it is spooky season. I love the month of October, not because it's spooky season, but because it is my birthday month. Last year was my first year really getting into spooky season and wanting to read some spooky reads, and I did some reviews last year that went really well. So this year I was excited to get into reading some books that are thrillers, horror, spooky books, mysteries, all the good spooky season books. So the first book I read on October 1st that I devoured was The Blonde Dies First by Joelle Wellington. Last year, I read Their Vicious Games by the same author, Joelle Wellington. Y'all can go check out this review to get all of my thoughts, but I was a little bit disappointed. It didn't give me what I needed it to give, but I wanted to give this author a second chance and was so excited to read The Blonde Dies First. This book had me at page 1. Right at the start, we get some really good character building. We're introduced to Devin and her group of friends. They're getting ready to go to Drew's graduation party. Drew is Devin's twin sister. Drew is super smart, so she's been in private school for years. There's been a rift in this friend group because Drew has been more socializing with her private school friends, and she feels like she fits in more with them. So they go to this party, and they're feeling awkward because they're being introduced to Drew's friends. So this guy who Drew has been flirting it up with, he pulls out a Ouija board at the end of the party. They summon whatever spirits to come through. They get these eerie feelings, but it isn't until the next day when Devin is at work that she sees a demon, and it comes trying to kill her. Her and her co-worker are running for their lives, and the co-worker gets killed by the demon. And so what we find out in this book is that this demon is targeting this group of friends. The blonde dies first, but it doesn't kill Devin, who technically has the blonde braids. It kills her blonde co-worker. The second time the demon appears, he tries to kill the gay kid. And so they're going over these stereotypes that happen in slasher movies. I'm not very familiar with slasher movies at all, so I'm not familiar with this order in which the blonde dies and then the gay kid dies, and I guess the black kid comes somewhere in there, but they didn't really address where the black kid falls in, because we know they be loving to kill black people off first in these movies. They realize that the demon will kill somebody who fits that stereotype, but it doesn't have to necessarily be the person in the friend group. So Devin, her coworker being a blonde, was a substitute for her. It just, to me, it made it very clear, like, nobody in this friend group is gonna die. This is a YA thriller book. Not necessarily do all the characters need to die. I will say that in Their Vicious Games, the author Joelle Wellington, she did not shy away from killing off these girls. So I was just really shocked that in this book, I feel like she played it very safe. She came up with a lot of ways to protect these characters. So much so that I never had a doubt in my mind that one of the main characters in this friend group was gonna die. Like, I just felt like it's not gonna happen. Like, it just didn't even feel possible. And I think that is what really disappointed me about this book, is because I want to feel like somebody gonna die. Like, that's the point of a slasher, a thriller. Like, there needs to be blood, running, like, attacks. And yes, we had some very vivid scenes of the demon coming after them, making contact, touching them. Some people did die, but I wanted to feel like the main characters were going to die. I'm not going to spoil it and tell you whether or not somebody in the friend group dies or not. I'll just say that I did enjoy the book. I think the book was overall good. I liked the writing. There were funny moments. So I gave this book 4 stars. Overall, It's enjoyable. I just wanted more and expected more. So now I want to get into some other spooky books that I have on my TBR list. So I've already started Pretty Girls by Karin Slaughter. I will say that I'm halfway through it. It is a good book. However, it's not the vibe that I wanted for a spooky season. And I know that it's my fault for being a blind reader and just going off of pretty titles and pretty covers and thinking like, yes, this is the one. But it's not giving me that vibe I was looking for, which I'm a huge fan of books like Sharp Objects in Dark Places by Gillian Flynn, as well as The Girl on the Train by Paula Hawkins. I really love that just dark, eerie vibe. And like you're trying to figure out what happened and what are people willing to do to keep these secrets buried, or what are people willing to do to unbury these secrets. So I think that's the vibe I was looking for. But Pretty Girls is about these two sisters. One of the sisters, her husband is murdered. And after her husband's murder, she's going through his computer and she discovers some horrific videos. So this book is uncovering the truth of her husband. Why did he have these videos? I will say that as much as I want to see gore and I want to know that characters can die and the author is willing to kill off people, I'm not a fan of like the murders being centered around young girls that have been assaulted and murdered. Their parents are looking for them. This is horrendous. Like, ugh. The other book that I started after reading The Blonde Dies First, I wanted more of that black thriller, and so I started The Black Girl Survives in this one. This is a book full of short stories written by black authors about black characters who are in horror stories and they survive. I love the meaning behind this book of short stories. The cover is absolutely gorgeous. I've listened to 2 on Audible, and so far, they are good. I will say they are good. But for some reason, y'all, I am in the mood for people to die. And like, I mean, the book tells you that the black girl not gonna die, but you can have another character that dies. I don't know what is up with me this spooky season, but I just want to feel like people really can die. And I'm just not getting that. I'm just getting like, something crazy and weird happened. Oh my God. And it's like, it's cool, it's creative, I like it, but I was ready to go there this spooky season. So I'm thinking I might need to get into the heavy hitters, which I'm not even a scary movie kind of girl. Never been into deep, dark horror. But I'm thinking I'm going to have to go there if I really want something that's going to scare my socks off. So to be honest, y'all, spooky season hasn't been giving me what I needed to give. I feel like I've read good thrillers this year. My friend got me this one that I did a full review on, which is Where Sleeping Girls Lie by Faridah, Àbíké-Íyímídé. Really enjoyed this spooky read. Some other books I love are Tiffany D. Jackson's Monday's Not Coming. Also by Tiffany D. Jackson, The Weight of Their Blood. I also really loved Delicious Monsters last year by Liselle Sambury. And this year I got Tender Beasts by Liselle Sambury. Also for Christmas, my sister got me We'll Never Tell by Kayla Perrin. I did not read the back of the book, but I did read on Goodreads that it is thriller, it is mystery. So I'm adding this one as well to my TBR. So far, I've gotten 1 spooky season book finished, and I have 4 more on my list, which are Pretty Girls by Karin Slaughter, The Black Girl Survives in this one, which are short stories. And then I have Tender Beasts by Liselle Sambury and We'll Never Tell by Kayla Perrin. I do not know if I'll get these books read because I told y'all I'm feeling kind of meh about all of these spooky season reads. They're not giving me what I need them to give. One of my coworkers suggested some Stephen King books for me to get into. I've never read any of Stephen King's work before, so I am excited about that. We'll see how many more spooky season books I get into this month of October. Maybe I should be rereading some of the books that I've enjoyed in the past that give me the real spooky vibes that I'm looking for. Get down in the comments and let me know what spooky books you're reading. And thanks again for tuning in to a Books with Kimberly video.